good to see y'all still up and stuff. So I want to thank everybody for waiting and all that good stuff. When I first started out to being a comedian, you know, I thought it was going to be really exciting. I had these cards printed up and everything and had the word comedian written on them, and I just knew I was going to get a lot of girlfriends and stuff. So I started passing the cards out after my shows and all that shit. And I just said, wow. I went home and I sat and waited for the telephone to ring. And I waited. And I waited. And I waited some more. And I wound up running into one of the young ladies, you know, who I had given the card to, and I asked her, you know, why she never called me. She said I misspelled comedian, I spelled out chlamydia. I didn't even know what chlamydia was, but I'm dyslexic, so shit like that happens. You know, I came down here from Rochester, New York, and I brought, you know, the white Caucasian individuals that you guys are picking at, you know, they're my friends, and I told them I was coming down to Baltimore, and so, and I had to talk to them, let them know that even though you guys have a large black-on-black crime and stuff, that it still was okay to come down here, because we don't have to worry about black-on-black crime because it's not organized, it's sporadic, you know, all over the place. You know, I worry about white-on-white crime because that shit is organized. They don't call it white-on-white crime. They call it World War I, World War II, Revelations.
That's some serious shit.
Even though I was a victim of black-on-black crime when I came over here, you know, I was over that place he was talking about named Cherry Hill. And I was walking, it was about maybe 8 o'clock at night, and a ninja jumped out on me and shit. So, dressed in all black and shit, so I knew it was a ninja. I said, what the fuck? But I know karate, you know, I know enough karate to be karate born, so I was defending myself pretty good. But this mother was good. You know, I got a lucky punch in though, you know, and I knocked the mask off, and it turned out that it wasn't a ninja, it was one of the Muslim ladies that all you could see is the shit in her face. And that really fucked me up. I just got beat up by a Muslim woman. But once I knocked their mask off, I realized why they called them the religion of ugly people. That's why they make them wear that shit. So I said, put that shit back on. Come on, please. But I don't believe in beating on women and all that type of stuff. You know, there's one time in my life, I broke my girlfriend's nose by accident. And I know you wondering, saying, well, how can you break somebody's nose by accident? Because I was aiming at her mouth, but it was moving, so I missed. You know, Baltimore is really famous for black women being successful here and stuff. This brother know what I mean. Your wife must be moving all the time. Watch it, aim low, so you know she's moving, aim low. But anyway, I hope I make it to Hollywood, you know, because there's some great women that made it out of here, you know. Monique, she made it out of here and stuff. I like big women too. At least I had to stop dating big women for a while and let them be a little bit smaller. They got to get in shape so they can at least curve. Because, you know, the big women, take them too long to get from the car to the building and shit. They walk too slow. That was fucking me up. But I like Monique, so I said to myself, when I get to Hollywood, I'm going to sleep with Monique. And then another big woman I'm going to sleep with, I'm going to sleep with Oprah when I get to Hollywood. And the third big woman I'm going to sleep with when I get to Hollywood, Medea. I'm going to tear that motherfucker up. Sometimes I have to tell people though that because I'm light skinned, people always wonder, in these days and times they wonder, you know, am I from a mixed marriage or some shit like that? No, both my parents are black. But I remember when I first found out I was light skinned, my mother told me that I was light skinned because I didn't have enough melanin in my skin, and I was 4 years old. So when a young girl in preschool asked me why I was light skinned, I told her because my mom said I didn't eat enough watermelon. I didn't know. My father, you know, my father said, what? Don't you never say no shit like that again. He told me I was light-skinned because that's to be a reminder of what our women went through during slavery. So I said, oh, so you're trying to tell me that I'm a ghost of slavery or some shit? He said, yeah. And he went ahead and he explained the mulatto and all that type of stuff to me. So I got a good understanding of why I'm light-skinned now. But at one time, my mom, she was 8 months pregnant. And a kid was calling me white boy, because that's one of the nicknames y'all give us light-skinned brothers, you know, so when you get mad at us and shit. It's either yellow, high yellow, banana, white boy. That really pisses us off when you call us white boy and shit, but I don't give a fuck. But anyway, this kid had called me a white boy on the playground. I didn't know what to do. That was the first time I was called a white boy. I was used to black people calling me light-skinned or yellow or something like that. So anyway, I bit him, right? And his and my mother got into an argument because his mother was telling me that by me biting her son was proof that I was white. I don't know what her logic was. But anyway, my mother was 8 months pregnant, and she grabbed her belly and pushed it around her back. And she began to beat this lady's behind for calling her son white. Now, my mother was a God-fearing lady, you know, we went to church and all that type of stuff. So, we wind up, her and my father broke up for whatever reason, you know. Y'all married people know why y'all break up and shit, but I don't know. But they wind up breaking up. So she came in one day and she told me that she was gonna marry a gentleman in the neighborhood that I didn't know. So I went to school and I was upset about it. My friend noticed that I was upset. So he asked me, Richard, what's wrong? I said, man, my mom gave me some bad news. He said, what was that? I said, she said she getting married, man. He said, no, that ain't all bad. Who's she getting married to? I said, Reverend Wise. He said, oh, man, you just hit the jackpot. Reverend Wise? I said, yeah. He said, he's going to make you a good dad. I said, how you know? He said, because he was my father last month. So, you know, I went home and I told my mom that. So, obviously, my mom and him didn't get married. But that kind of bruised me, so I never went to church again. My mom going to tell me, well, listen, if you come to church, man, come on back to church. Forget that, you know. That's him, and he's going to go to hell. I said, well, I'll come. I'll return to church, Ma. If you find one man in that church that you want me to grow up and be like. And she all smart and shit, you know, I'm still young. She said, I want you to grow up and be like Jesus Christ. All right, so she had me. Okay. I said, all right. She said, Jesus was a great man. He walked on water. I said, shit, I can do that. She said, fool, I'm talking about the healing powers of Jesus. He made the blind see. So I said, I went out and found me a blind virgin. And after just 3 dates, she started seeing other men. My mother said, boy, you need to pray. I swear you need to pray. I said, I would pray, but you know, the wait time for prayers is just too long. You know, when you go into a DMV, or they have this big old sign that say, wait time, 2 hours and 45 minutes. So you know what they expect. When you go into a black supermarket, you know you're going to be standing in line with 40 people and just one cash register. So you know what they expect. But when you pray to God, you don't know what to expect. Can you imagine that first African that got taken and shit? He was praying probably, don't you think? God. And 400 years later, his ass was freed in the Jim Crow. That's a long ass time. I just think that with all this new technology and shit we got, that God should kind of upgrade to a 4G cell phone or some shit. Maybe get a Facebook or something. So we can call him and say, yo, what's up, nigga? Because you know he's supposed to be black, right? So if he's black, I know why it's such a long wait time. Because he on CP time. That's why. Anyway, that's my time. Thank you.
Y'all get up for Richard.